But Stevie, it's interesting. You say it's like the lesser of two evils. Reminds me of a story that I was told last time I went home. The local doctor in Lillington came up to me at a funeral, actually.
That's an honor.
And he was like, you know what, I've got a story for you. This is Dr. Briggs.
Yes.
You remember Dr. Briggs?
I do.
Dr. Briggs is retired now, so I'm at the funeral.
I think he's seen my nuts.
He's seen my nuts, too.
Yeah.
When I saw him and he introduced himself, I immediately thought, you've not only seen, but you've touched my nuts.
Like that hand I'm shaking right now is shaking my nuts.
Yeah, because
for medical purposes.
He would do the turn and cough.
Yeah, he did.
When you had to get the hernia inspection before you could play soccer. And
or any sport, really.
That's the only sport I really wanted to play.
Yeah. It would hernia test was for any sport.
Before that, my mom worked at the health department. I'm digressing here, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
Wait, when was this?
Middle school.
This doesn't happen.
It's a tough time to drop your trowel, especially when your mom works at the health department and she's like, you know what, instead of you going to the doctor, why don't you just come to my place of work with the women that I work with, and I'll send you into this room that's not an exam room, and then
they'll touch your pulse.
Linda here, who you know and who knows me, is going to hold your balls while you cough.
And you agree to this?
I wanted to play soccer. I mean, the sacrifices you make. And so the next year I was like, Mom, I don't want to go back to Linda. I want to, can I make an appointment somewhere? And I think you went to Dr. Briggs, so maybe I'd mention that.
I think everybody did.
So this is something you both were doing.
This is
not something they do. I've not heard this.
Balls.
Every single person or every single dude who played sports in the late 80s,
they had a
90s,
medical check before you were cleared to play.
Turn and cough. It was like,
that is so weird.
Yeah.
I just thought this was a unique part of your upbringing.
Did anybody else? Anybody else?
We learn a lot.
This?
Yeah, it's like every guy here.
Every guy here?
Turn and cough. Every athletic guy here.
Oh.
No, I'm getting
fired.
those.
Shots fired.
So the next year I went to Dr. Briggs and I turned and coughed. And then when I saw him at the funeral, that's the first thing I thought.
When you shook his hand, did you turn and cough? It's a reflex.
I'm not touching that guy's hands.
You fist bumped him.
I mean, I don't care about him touching my balls. It's just all the other balls.
It's all worn off by now. He's retired.
He hadn't been retired that long. But he said, you know what? I've got a story about your granddad, Lincoln. That I always think about, and I just wanted to tell you. I was like, hey, well, you know what? We're at a funeral, go for it. And he said that he got a call. He was like, this is decades ago, when your grandfather Lincoln was chief of police in Lillington. He said, I got a call to the Bird's grocery store, which is now a
IGA, Piggly Wiggly,
a church. He said a man had collapsed at the checkout line, and so I started, and he was out. So I had to give him CPR mouth to mouth.
Oh.
And once I started doing that, trying to resuscitate this man, everybody cleared away, except for your grandfather, because he was the chief of police. And at a certain point, he said, I needed some help. I needed to do something. So I turned to your grandfather and I said, can you take over? And he said that my papa, Lincoln, started coughing and said, I think I'm coming down with something. I don't want to give it to him. Lesser of two evils, Stevie.
Oh, wow.
Was there a happy ending to the story, or did the man just die?
He was like, the guy was already dead, and he knew it.
Are you joking?
Yeah, he was already dead.
That's the end of the story?
Yeah. I mean, at a certain point, you give them mouth to mouth, but they're already dead.
I don't want to give that dead man what I've got. The last thing he needs is a cold on top of being dead.
You see the humor in it. Yeah. He told me, yeah, that's the story. I think I'm coming down with something. I don't want to give it to him.
And he did a fake cough. Did he do that when he told you the story?
Yes. That's how he told his story.
Man, you are so related to your family. Yeah, I can see you doing that.